Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2, where today we are barreling toward our science victory. I mean, we know where we're going, right? We know where we're going, we know how to get there. It's pretty much just a matter of continuing to push the numbers upward, which I'd like to think is a thing I'm reasonably good at. So we're producing 2.3k science from our system per turn. We also have a bunch of other bonuses bringing us up to 4681. That number's good. It's not good enough. The second behemoth is going to help us a lot. So, let's get back to running some science. We probably want to, as much as I want to take over people's empires and steal all their resources, we don't get any stuff that is directly relevant to the science victory from this, so we probably want to start abducting sleepers at this point. Let us send a hack from Megrez to Duyel for that purpose. Let's start abducting some of the people we've left in the Unfallen Empire, because you know what, we still haven't actually seen what the abduct sleepers option is going to do for us. Another thing that I would actually like is if we could at this point switch to scientist control of our government. That's probably not something we're going to be able to set up during the next election, because man, our people really like pacifism, but it's something we should start thinking about, at least pursuing options when available to do that. Wait, do I have a hacking operation left unassigned? Oh, I have 4 slots now. Yeah, okay, let's run more hacks. Always more hacks. How about we run a hack from Megrez to Nakar? Can we go via this route? Yeah, I don't want to cross Duyel if we don't have to, right? I guess if we run via this route, the pirates are going to trace and destroy our hack, even though there's no good reason for the pirates to care about us hacking other empires. I guess we can start hacking these guys again now, can't we? Yeah, let's do that. Let's start hacking the ratio. Actually, yeah, it's fine. I was thinking, actually, maybe we should pull back and do it over here and, you know, abduct some sleepers, but we will. We will get there. So we're going to throw our official support behind the Scientist Party in the upcoming election. It is probably not going to have too much of an effect. Our people really like the Pacifist Party. Also, this ending right before the election is a little unfortunate. The election is going to occur here at the end of the turn, I believe. Okay, the turn is a multiple of 20. So we are producing population on the home system right now because I don't want to break the sanctuary, or I don't want to set up the sanctuary link because I want the behemoth to appear right here. Yep, okay. Gamma has built an outpost on FOD. That does not really affect me at all. I don't care about that.
The wrath of the church is feared by all.
Alright, I don't care about you either. There's an awful lot of stuff the AI can do at this point in the game that does not affect us in any way. And they're doing all of it. Alright, you actually are trying to get some stuff done. We have things to search. Rewards to gain. The radiation shield battle tactic. Alright. That's fine. That's not a battle tactic we will probably ever use. We are not really that concerned about our ship's manpower. Also, we might not actually ever fight again for the rest of the game. That's entirely possible. Yep, they sure could sit there for an awfully long time. Alright, so we support the Scientist Party. They did better in that election than they have in previous ones. And for some reason, our rogue population elements are voting for the religious party over the ecologists this time, which means we gotta fiddle with our laws again because we just lost a law. The ecologist law that we had in is no longer active because we no longer have access to the ecologist party. We do have access to the basic law of the religious party, which is fine. Fine, not great. At this point, what would be the value of Cram Exam Act? We have 41 population. We cannot absorb the approval hit, I don't think. Go look at the approval of our home system. I don't think we're positive by anywhere near enough. Let's see. 72, 88, 112. Actually, pretty positive. We're not positive enough, but we could get there. You are just picking up more ship stuff, although it's very unlikely to matter. You could get us more bandwidth and hacking speed, but I kind of think let's take this and then start the Cram Exam Act. I'm kind of curious. Let's just have a look here. Because if we can run this, we should. Yep, with the extra 10 approval, we are hanging in at Devoted. Okay, well then, that's how we're doing that, because that is extra science for us.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we have a proposal for you.
This would put me at war with a bunch of people. But they're allied with Horatio, right? So this will invite me into their chorus of aligned sentience. It puts us at war with blue and red and purple. But, like, can any of those people see us? I'm not 100% certain that they can. This might not have any downside, basically, is what I'm saying. It's also possible that we could negotiate our way out of the war. We could get our alliance out of the war using our large amount of influence and our ability to mess with people. So I'm going to... Well, if we accept this, though, we're tying our victory condition to their victory condition. Mostly I was thinking I would like it if Horatio and I were actually friends. But if we glom up with these guys, I think it actually will probably slow down our victory. I want to be friends with Horatio. I don't need to be friends with Horatio. Basically, I want to have bros and I want to live inside their heads. That's our whole deal. We're getting some battle tactics that we really don't need. 50 science. Good lord, can you imagine such a reward? 50 entire science. It's like going downstairs and finding out that it's Christmas morning, except you didn't even realize that that was possible. That's how great it is. It's so good that my brain has completely stopped working, and I do not know how to make cogent similes or metaphors, nor the difference between those things. That's how good it is. Alright, with our second behemoth up, we should see some advancement. Oh, hello. Hello, little artificial star system. For several days, reports have been coming in of unusual emanations at endless sites. Radiation readings have increased, signals appear to be passing through dust-sensitive telemetry, and microphones have picked up audible echoes and susurrations. Nobody in your empire has been able to provide a credible explanation. Now, a lone Vodyani, claiming to be an expert in endless archaeology, has just presented herself at your home system with an interesting request. In order to get to the bottom of these readings, she needs access to a very specific system. Her research indicates that this system is of interest not because it is the source of these transmissions, but their destination. Unfortunately, there are already hostile fleets there, and she cannot defeat them alone. With your help, however, the squatters could be ejected, and this perplexing mystery might be solved. The mysterious Vodyani Epheb will go with your fleet to the identified system. Defeat the fleets there so she can study it in peace. Beat an enemy to get a random technology. Okay, I mean, that gives our combat fleet something to do, right? Let's come home. My plan here is we're going to come home, we're going to retrofit, and then we're going to go out there and do some damage. Also, we detected an enemy. Oh no! Go back to sleep. Where do we have stuff left to search? I guess there's a thing to search here. I wish that other factions liked it when you identified stuff in their space as much as minor factions do. Although I suppose we'd have to reveal ourselves to claim credit for that. Alright, are there a bunch of... Yeah, there's a bunch of curiosities over here, now that we've got more vision. And you are just going to head to Arcturus, where hopefully they will not discover and gut us. It seems like nobody in the universe, except for the pirates, has any detection technology at all. There are some issues with the AI in this game. I mean, listen, it's a very, very complicated thing. I'm not saying that it would be easy, but it needs help. It needs some help. That's a pretty good laser weapon we just found there. Alright, so now that we have our second behemoth up, we cannot build another one. You can expand your behemoth limit. And the way you do that is by researching texts that are related to behemoths. So if we research one more, we'll get to run another one, and they're very valuable for us. So we're going to have to move up this quadrant pretty soon anyway. We should probably make behemoth tech part of that. Unfortunately, there's not a behemoth tech in the tier that we're currently in, so we just grab like this one. It doesn't really matter which one we grab because we're not going to use the modules. I just want to grab one so that we can build another behemoth, and doing so is not even going to add a single turn to our current research pool. All right, what else are we going to do here? We have 2 trio crescents. We do have access to the Hyper Trio, which, to be fair, does have extra science and industry on it, both of which are things that we like. I mean, let's just finish out our system here, shall we? We should probably, before doing that... Ooh, logic-assisted industry also applies for sanctuary planets. That's actually bananas. That's a huge amount of extra industry. Yeah, let's do that first. I mean, this is +5 industry per citizen on all of our crescents because they are all sterile. Let's also prioritize that pretty highly. Alright, and then we'll have a bunch of extra industry. We'll get through all this stuff really quickly. This needs to be built, and it probably is a higher priority than any of those changes, I think. Well, maybe not, because they're relatively so easy to get. Yeah, let's do it like this. So everything is very, very expensive to buy out. We're not going to be able to rush any constructions. Have we actually gotten any benefit at all out of that, out of the buyout tech? Like, have we bought anything out? Nope, I'm not sure we have. Also, I hate how many fleets we have flying around that we can't put into sleep mode because of that one Hisho ship. It turns out there's a lot of Emianthoid just kind of floating out here in the universe. It is not useful. It's just not a great luxury. And part of the problem is that like a bunch of the luxuries that are not great because the AI is not aggressive enough, and somebody ought to do something, he said, looking around, waiting for anybody else to chip in. Hey, listen, maybe we could do something. Maybe I could do something. I don't know. They definitely have AI modding open. It's not a thing that's impossible to do. Maybe we could do something. I'll think about it. I'll be honest with you. As you might guess from the amount of content that we're producing every day here, I don't have a ton of free time right now, so that might be a problem. All right, let us abduct a sleeper. I want to see what this does. We have yet to do this. Did I do it? Did we abduct him? Oh, he's home. Look at him. He has... Oh, wow. Consumes more food than normal. Provides +2 bandwidth. An additional +2 bandwidth from him being an ex-sleeper. +1 science. And also, ×2 planet FIDs exploited. So I'm assuming what that means is that this stuff, he's producing double of. This part of his yield. That seems very good. We definitely want to get a lot of those guys. So we have a much better idea of how these dudes should be played now. Interestingly, they have a different type of resource that they like. I mean, we can buy a potato for you. I can do that. They also, actually, they're a different collection type. Wow, +5 FIDs per Umbral Shadow on home system. +2 FIDs per allocated bandwidth. Holy crap. Okay, so we have a much, much better idea of how to play these guys now, and a huge part of it is, if we were to start this game over, we would abduct sleepers like crazy. Just do nothing but make and abduct sleepers. So let's go ahead and see if we can't provide our guys here with some resources. First of all, I will purchase 1 potato from the market. It's 1 potato, Michael. What could it cost? 23 dust? That seems like an insane price to pay for a single potato. Here, have this. So it adds 1 to each of these values, but has no other effect. Yeah, that's totally worth the 23 dust, I think. If we were going to, it would be 43 Eden incense. That's a price. That's like an actual price. Also, not doable. There isn't enough Eden incense in the galaxy. Well, okay, then I guess our main population type is going unboosted for a little while. Hold on. Could you guys please go back to sleep and stop asking for orders? Okay, a Gossamer deposit is not terribly interesting to us. I mean, mostly what we're doing here is we're just trying to get lucky. Looking around the galaxy and hoping to find a couple of cool resources left. Because we just have very little to do with a lot of these ships. So, if we never find anything useful with our scouts, it's not a big deal. It's not a big loss. We're again experiencing that thing where it just seems like we have a lot of... seems like our fleet exists twice, and neither of those things is actually useful. Hell yeah, abduct sleepers. I don't even know what it would be like to have enough sleepers. Okay, there we go. So, Fizzle Staccato probably wants to pick up the rest of this bonus. Yeah. Turns out hacking speed is valuable to us. Also, remembering to keep running hacks is valuable to us. So let's run a hack onto Horatio, shall we? From Jane to... from Jane to Takim. That's actually pretty quick. And then also we could run stuff from Sirius, right? Run one from Sirius to Giovannis. Alright, so we are, at this point, we are just embedding sleepers or abducting sleepers. All of the other outcomes don't really matter to us very much. And, oops, we are going to put another scientific behemoth in the queue here. Oh, that is already the tall version of the queue. Right? Is that right? We probably want to get all these minor upgrades done because they're so easy to do and they have value. We also actually need space for population. Maybe I want to run some Sanctuary Link for a while. Just feed a couple of points of population into some of our more impressive systems. How much population does Sirius have? Sirius is actually all good. We do need Sirius 1. That would be a nice thing to have. Alright, so you guys are all, if I put these guys to sleep, they just wake up immediately, right? I'm pretty sure that's the case. Alright, even more resources. At this point, a lot of the curiosities left in the galaxy are going to be resource curiosities. Okay, you are the only person in the galaxy who still has anything left to be able to do. There's an awful lot of space up here. There totally could be more systems hanging out up there. Also, we have finally gotten actual vision of Ikima. Take control of the Ikima system. What does it mean by take control? Because it looks like it's uninhabited right now. So, do we want to send a hack over there maybe and just kind of find out? I guess we can afford to do that. We could run a hack out there. We're about to have 2 of our hacks end. So, I want to embed a sleeper on Corvus, because we cannot abduct a sleeper. We've also had -10 approval on... Hold on, all pop-ups. Calm down. -10 approval on system would not actually be terrible for us, because it turns out we're not happy anyway. We could fix that, though. We fix that really easily. If we do this, if we fix it by building these two things, we'll be at, that's plus 10 from those two luxuries. That's another plus 10. So once we're there, yeah, 10 approval loss would actually not be that big of a deal, and increasing scientist political ideology does matter. More people trying to colonize FOD. Listen, they can fight over it all they want. They're living above us. And here we are going to abduct this sleeper. Wait. Yes, okay, I do have room for that population point. Give me your sleeper. So we're going to be able to get these guys to their first collection bonus like really quickly. It looks like my units are, in fact, not waking up from that Hisho ship. Didn't we have a unit wake up from it earlier? Alright, some more sources of endless foundries, which actually are potentially worth using in our next system upgrade. I kind of can't believe that the Hisho have allowed this to stand. I guess, are they... Hold on. Are they actually allied? Okay, they are allied with Gamma. That's why they're letting that happen. Still, I bet they're pretty annoyed about it. Then again, things can be kind of weird with the Hisho and settling sometimes. They have this whole extra mechanic that replaces their... replaces approval level for them. It makes things kind of weird sometimes. Sometimes it's really, really good to just settle like crazy, if I remember correctly. Okay, so we need to refit our designs. Actually, a bunch of these ships are not refittable, right? A bunch of these ships are just kind of like garbage. Yeah. I probably want to make actual slashes. It also would probably be helpful to have, like, larger, better ships, but who knows if we'll actually need to. So do I have... Okay, I do have income of these resources. So we could go for these very good perfected slugs. These have 25 DPS. Yeah, these are just way better weapons. So let's say we do that. We install some improved engines. And then... I mean, we have no idea what we're up against in terms of enemies on this system, but missiles are good at bullets are good at shooting down missiles. So that's half of the type of projectile weapons covered already. So let's go energy defenses to protect against a larger number of yet uncovered projectile types. We could also do just one engine, go down to 6 move speed, and put in a titanium enhancer to make our projectiles even better. I think we can do that, because remember, our hero has a move speed boost over free space, which is what we will be traveling on our way to Trove anyway. So, retrofit cost for the 2 ships that can be retrofitted here would be high, and then we would probably want to build new ships. And we are not solvent. Although, we can afford to sell an awful lot of this stuff. Like, we're definitely not going to use Meta Intactogen. We're definitely not going to use Gossamer. We have used all of the Transvine we will probably ever use, but I guess we can hold on to that for a moment. Yeah, see, it's not too hard to make a bunch of money real fast. We could do these, although I don't want to if I don't have to. Alright, let's retrofit the 2 ships here that we can retrofit easily. And then also, let's edit the pilot, hero's ship. Let's cut the missiles. Do all that stuff. You don't need your second engine anymore. So what do we want to put in the support slot on this ship? Probably not a self-surveiller. I don't think that's useful. Oh, we could go up to antimatter engines. Antimatter's a little precious. Don't think this helps really. It unfortunately just doesn't really have a lot of good options here. We don't have a lot of the clever, cool support modules available. We could go for some probes. It is nice to have some probes on a fleet. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that. Well, let's wait a turn here. One of our probes will regenerate. We'll fire probes in the direction of Trove, and that will reveal it. We can see what the enemy fleets are exactly, and then we can calculate whether we need to make some changes here, or whether these fleets would be sufficient. Oh yes, and also get hacking, right. I was going to do that. I was going to run a hack from... Actually, is Akima even a legal... No, cannot hack this empire. Well, fair enough. I can hack from Takim to Gem. Hopefully that won't get traced as it leaves... Probably not, right? It probably is not catchable at Takim. That's probably fine. And then I can also run a hack from Takim to Omdor. Yeah, if we run the hack over free space by holding control there, I think we're going to be a little bit happier with that result. Less likely to be revealed to Horatio. Okay, so that is our maximum number of hacks going. We did finish a tech, right? So we gained access to immaterial connection. We definitely have some gas planets inhabited already. It might be a good idea to use some of our hacks to make sure we have all of the gas planets we have access to once we have finished building this. Alright, let's see if we can get any intel at all from Trove. It may be the case that we don't have to wait for other ships to get built. Alright, what do we got here? They do have a medium ship. It is a missile-focused ship. In fact, okay, so all their ships are projectile weapons. The fact that their largest ship is missile-focused is pretty good for us. We probably want to actually adjust the design. I probably want to be running plating instead of shielding then, since we know they're all projectiles. That should be, yeah, a fairly cheap retrofit. So we're up at Loyal. Hopefully we'll hit Devoted off of this. And I need to, I think, enable my Sanctuary link, because we're starting to have like serious overpopulation problems. Look at how many of these slots are full. If we can move some people out of these slots, we can be fervent right now. This will help, because we're adding population slots with each one of these. But also, let's turn on the Sanctuary link to Izar, maybe? Where do we have slots open? Okay, Columba is at its maximum population. Duyal is not. Can I guess we already have the Sanctuary link on it. Or we already have it technically controlled with the Sanctuary, so it's already giving us the bonus. But also, like, just gas planets are really good places to have population, you know? So do I think we could just take them with this fleet? I don't know. Probably not, honestly. Actually, their ship is only showing up as having 700 offensive power. Their biggest ship. These are 79 with 209 defense. Our good ships are way better than that. Maybe we could manage this. These guys are all just kind of cannon fodder. Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. I think we might actually be able to do that. Who else needs orders? You... Alright, we found ourselves some Mercurite. Okay, Mercurite's a pretty good resource. That is the first we have ever seen it. So my guess is we're probably going to have a hard time putting it together enough for a system booster. It seems to be quite rare. It is often the case that like a resource or two will just be super rare in your galaxy, and it's different ones each game. Keeps you on your toes, I guess. What did we find here? We found a very small amount of influence and void stones. Void stones are pretty good resource as well. Alright, so we have 4 hacks running. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not forgetting stuff too much here. I do have a tendency. Alright, so now we should be back to devoted, I think. Yes, okay, we're cool. We are struggling through our massive overpopulation. Here on Trove, we are not automatically revealed, which is just embarrassing for them. Oh! The hack leaving Takim was, in fact, immediately traced. Good to know. We have detected enemies. Okay, cool. The Lumeris showed up. Everybody just go back to sleep. That's ridiculous. It is ridiculous for you guys to consider that an enemy. Alright. Don't think we really need to deal with this hacking problem right now.
Your offensiveness drives Horatio to
that's a
anger
shame.
and distraction.
Okay, so we're being given a free hero. Every once in a while, you're going to receive a free hero. We don't really get a lot of value out of this. So let's see. We could get a Guardian. Guardians are definitely my favorite of the military hero types, of the commander types, because this Battlefield Grandmaster skill is very good. They have post-relativistic targeting, which is a lot of damage. This is fine. But basically, just like these top-level skills, really good. So we do have access to 2 different Guardians. Assuming this person is a vessel admiral, the Lumeris skills do not seem to be great. I mean, as you might imagine, they're very economically focused. Or we could take on another Seeker. As we've already seen, Seekers do have reasonably good skills for being admirals. Also, this guy would be the would give us a leader for our scientist political party. That matters because sometimes there are skills that that require you to have a leader, or particular heroes get bonuses for being the leader of a political party. I don't know. I think we're gonna take this guy on. I don't like the Lumeris tree very much for being an admiral. So welcome aboard, Lair Fermata. That might be like Lara, maybe, or something. I don't know. So you have 3 skill points available to spend. Do this, I guess. And then we'll make you the boss of a fleet, just so that you have something to do. Although apparently not this fleet. This fleet is too busy. Too busy sleeping. If the hero sits idle in the academy, I believe they're not getting passive XP gain per turn. In control of a fleet, they are. So it's a good idea to have them be in control of a fleet. Alright, well, let's just uncloak here and do some bodily harm. So we want to just be up close. Well, we want to be up close with our good ships. What about our other stuff? So you're a bullet ship. You kind of don't care where you are. You're a missile ship. We do have a good close range and long range thing here. Plus shield penetration on weapon modules. Our opponents aren't using shields, really. Let's say we want to do it like this. So you're short range, you're short range. Yeah, we want all short range ships in the middle flotilla and all the others in the other flotilla. Alright, I think that is indeed right. This effect is not going to be terribly meaningful. Alright, let's watch this go down, because this might not go our way. It kind of depends on how things work out with the big ship. So all of the flotillas are going to start at long range, because long range was picked in both lines. and they're both going to close as fast as possible to short range. That's really good for us in the middle, closing to short, and really bad for us in the other one. So I guess let's see what happens. Ship has a lot of health, but hopefully it's going to have trouble dealing damage to us. Okay, yeah, its entire volley of missiles got destroyed there. We probably won't get the whole volley every time. There's some randomness to it, but we'll probably get most of them, most of the time. In fact, we did consume it all there. This flotilla is almost irrelevant. If we manage to wipe out their medium ship, then we can just attack them again next turn and trivially kill the others. But so you can see, multi-flotilla battles, it really matters which ships you put where, because ships fire mostly out of their sides, and so like the ships in this flotilla will never get to attack those guys, because the flight paths just don't line up that way. And different types of battle plans are better at producing paths that will allow you to attack across flotilla. Certain kinds of weapons are better, are more easily used that way. So you can see we're getting a little bit of fire time now, but we are not considered to be close over there, so we're not doing optimal damage. Still, it's not bad, and with these guys also firing, it is adding up. Yeah, actually, we just like totally embarrassed them. We didn't lose anything. Well, that was not a very difficult quest fleet for how late we are in the game. We've gained impactless sights. Okay. That's an okay technology. Those were not random pirate fleets. They were Vodyani. What interest did they have there? And why did Epheb not simply ask them? You expect answers. You are in contact with Epheb, but she has not been seen for days. Deep inside the planet she has been working, however. Power systems are coming online and radiation levels are rising. She is willing to partially answer your questions. She speaks of an ancient race of gods known as the Lost, that were beings of pure primeval dust. They died off ages ago, though she will not say why. But many of their characteristics live on in the anomaly known as dust halos. Not unlike the ancient bodies of the Lost themselves, these planetary concentrations of dust could hold vast secrets on the history of the galaxy. The more of them you can analyze, the better your chances are of getting to the bottom of this mystery. Study the dust halos. Okay, well, I am pretty good at studying anomalies. Oh, they want me to possess an anomaly. That's more difficult. We'll receive a mysterious hero. So wait, do they want me to possess or just search? This is just a random ruin. This is not the same. Okay, well. These anomalies will blink. Search the indicated... Okay, so it says search the indicated planets. A little bit of a disconnect here. Well, I mean, I bet it counts for possessing the planet if we hack it, but it is a little bit deep in enemy territory for that. Also, I hate the fact that the AI never bothered to clean up the minor factions. Or the pirates. They just let pirates live on their systems forever. They never really seem to have a problem with it, but it's a problem for us. Pirates are very good at detecting hacks for some reason. 60 dust. I do wish the hacking rewards scaled up a little bit better over the course of the game, the way they do in Endless Legend, for example. Alright, well, you are going to head to IMEX, and we're going to see if searching is indeed good enough. You are also going to keep searching. Alright, well, at this point, we probably will just send our killer fleet over to Ikima. Okay, the United Empire and the Unfallen have allied up. This is not a big deal for us. Oh, we got a random pirate ship. Just come home? Slowly come home. And there's not a lot of value in us hanging out on Trove. It would not be a terrible place to colonize, I suppose. Not a super high priority, though. Alright, yeah, let's, I guess, let's head in the direction of Ikima. Try the same thing there, see if we can maybe get lucky. Alright, our home system is coming along nicely. Now that our approval's back under control, the dust loss is minimal. Hard to zero it out, but you can get it down to minimal at least. Here on Javanis, we have the ability to embed a sleeper, and so we shall. Alright, so we can no longer target Horatio with hacks, once again. We can target the Vodyani, though. Run it from Jane, maybe? Because I think a hack leaving Takim is how we got in trouble last time. We could set some accelerators along the path. Actually, not too much of this path is inhabited. Well, we can set an accelerator on Arcturus, at least. Can I put an accelerator here? No, okay. So yeah, I guess that's going as fast as it's going to go. And then we need to embed more sleepers in other people's empires if we're going to then abduct them later. Okay, we can run a lot of really fast hacking operations.
Name of the Hisho nation.
Uh-oh.
And do not.
We are Riftborn.
Why have we suddenly met these people? Did we become... Oh! I'm not cloaked. I flew within their vision radius while not cloaked. Well, I'm gonna cloak now. It probably doesn't matter. I don't know what is up with the Lumeris or why they're the only people who ever want to talk to us. Because they were not the only people who are aware of us. They're just the only people who think that we might be fun to talk to, I guess. Increases defenses of of civilian ships. That seems not useful. And a source of a resource we don't care about. What a shame. Alright. Estrad next. Where are we at on important things here? We are 4 turns off of our behemoth, 8 turns off the Dark Matter Institute. We're about to get advanced non-baryonics, which will give us access to another building that, unfortunately, we have to wait to build. We could stay ecstatic. Can I pull this point of population over to here? Yes, okay. More developed Crescent, obviously, should have the population, when possible. So we are making good progress toward our science victory. This is the second to last thing we need from the science quadrant of the research wheel. Unfortunately, we still need to do quite a bit of work over here. Are we out of stuff to search here? It looks like we are. You know what? You can probably just go back to sleep. You're fine. I think part of the problem is that our fleets have a very loose definition of enemy. So I saw any ship that isn't ours, but that's not... Be stealthy. Do you remember our whole sort of ethos? Ah, Gamma is manipulating time on FOD, so apparently they've stopped already. The singularity is gone. But that's a thing of the Riftborn. They have the ability to speed or slow time in a localized area. They will only buff FOD because they see it as one of their systems. So actually, it'd be really cool for us if they would do that. Okay. Apparently, I had put this I had put this ship to sleep. Okay, we need to terminate the sanctuary link here. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. Because obviously, I do not want to have to run the behemoth all the way across space. What is the big benefit of this skill? Ah, an upgrade to our science specialization. Yeah, that matters quite a bit. Let us embed sleepers. More sleepers, always and forever. Where's my other scout? My other scout's up here, so actually the other scout can search Mira. We can get stuff in the other direction here. Alright, and you are going to search the curiosity available here, which is not the thing the quest is talking about, right? Yeah, this is just a source of virtual artifacts, which are not useful to us. So I do have to put down in the EMEX system. I'm not sure really what the best way to do that would be. You can run a hack from FOD. I guess we could just do straight... yeah, we could just do a straight move from FOD. Don't touch anything on the way over there. Although the hack might get detected leaving FOD. Yeah, that's tough. I don't really know what to do about that. We don't want to go search the pirate curiosity, probably. Pirates are the only people who have ever bothered to develop cloaking tech. I narrowly missed the button there. Okay, more mercurite. It's nice to know who has it, at least. That way, if there's not a ton on the market, but we decide we need some, we can at least have an idea of who to call up and trade with. I'm actually just going to have them move to Jane, because remember, we have probes now. Right. We have probes now, so we can actually search that. Looks like we can run another job out to Duyel. Hopefully be able to absorb another point of population soon. We really need to have a proper fleet. Well, not really, sorry. I would really like a proper fleet. It's not super important. Takim. We can't abduct a sleeper because there are no sleepers in this system, despite the fact that we have a bunch of sleepers in Horatio's Empire. I believe that, yeah, that was actually number 5. I guess maybe it was number 6? The important thing is we're stealing. We're out here stealing Horatio's stuff. The whole bunch of things that I don't really care about, actually. Alright, so we can't target Horatio with our next thing. We could target the Vodjani, but honestly, the sort of the surface exposure of the Unfallen, I think makes going after them the right thing to do. Can I not run? Oh well, hold on. Is Leo still a pirate base? Actually, it is not. Hey, the AI actually brought down some pirates. They almost never bothered to do that. Okay. So when one of your population gets abducted as a sleeper, presumably you are made aware of that, right? There's no way they don't know that their population is disappearing. I wonder how they assign blame for that. Zoom in here and knock this out real fast. Probably just more Amianthoid. Okay, no, it's the other thing. Not terribly different, though. 7 turns to that. We can reactivate our Sanctuary link now. Where does it make sense to do that at? We have an awful lot of sanctuaries, but a lot of them are in places where, like, population's not super relevant. The worlds are good, but not great. And I think we've filled up all the ones where the worlds are great. We're full here. We are... Okay, we're not full there. Beggars could use 1 more point of population. These guys definitely have an interesting playstyle. Watch this. Make sure that we stay ecstatic. Although... Hold on. We want Umbral Shadows to stay on the good. In fact, all of the Umbral Shadows should be on this crescent. Ideally. It says 89%, but it also says ecstatic, so I'm gonna trust the words there. Alright, so what are we grabbing over here? We need to pick up 3 things in this quadrant. That'll unlock our last system development. Then 3 more in this quadrant. That'll unlock this. And then, hopefully, we'll really be rolling along quickly after that. So what is most valuable? Unlocks the Sleeper Cull system action, eliminating all sleepers on the system. Terminal cerebral damage to all hacked populations. Well, that seems drastic. Sleeper identification system action seems a little bit better. We probably want to pick up gamma absorption so that we can mine quadronics, and also because microwave pipes are pretty good. We probably want to get crust engineering for similar reasons. Then we need one more. Unfortunately, I don't think any of these are going to be directly science relevant. Fabrication license is powerful, though. That looks pretty sensible to me. Presumably I flew over here because there were curiosities. I guess I got them here already. We are actually running out of places where there are curiosities. At some point, we're going to just have, like, decommission some of these scouts. I'm running out of stuff for them to do. Oh, there was one whatever. Whatever, we'll come back, I guess. Should also sleep. Alright, well, I don't know that her leveling up is actually very relevant. So see, like, if she's a political leader, she gives extra movement to all of our fleets. Oh, you know what? Yeah, so she is the leader of the Scientist Party, and we do have the Scientist Party in our leading parties, so she does get this bonus, or rather, everybody else gets this bonus. Movement for everybody, not bad. I assume that if she goes over here, she'll be uncloaked and attacked. Looks like I'm kind of leaving stuff behind all over the place a little bit. Alright, so we still have hacks running. This is a pretty powerful building. How many turns are we from completing our next tier? 7. So we'll be able to do this in 7 turns. That'll be awfully useful. Alright, let us infiltrate their scanners. We just gotta keep pumping sleepers into every other empire. Oh, they detected the hack. And I've been blackmailed again. I'm not 100% sure what the blackmailing is, mechanically. I do not remember that. So I will not be able to start hacks toward your systems anymore. That is a shame. So plus 1% all resources per sleeper on system. I think we probably want to grab that. Minus 20% upkeep costs, plus 5 approval per system with Sanctuary. We're holding Fervent, or we're holding Static and Devoted right now. But this would certainly make it very easy to stay there. And also, the dust upkeep of that system is a large portion of our total dust costs. That said, this one gives us science. Hard to argue with that. We get the other thing with our next skill point. Then I guess just go back to Beatrice to get the other thing that we left before getting. We hit 50 Umbral Choir, which is, okay, plus 15% hacking speed. Not a bad thing. Pretty useful. I should be periodically checking for somebody to dump a ton of Eden incense on the market, but it looks like it may not happen. Whoever is getting Eden incense is using it for something. Probably the same thing we want to use it for. If I had to guess. How close are we to Akima? Not close. 3 turns. Sanctuary on Columba was destroyed somehow. Again, unseen forces. I'm not clear on how sanctuaries are destroyed yet. Alright, you've never heard of him, but a mystical figure, Kalant Alcor, has recently passed away and begun his ascent up the divine ladder to another plane of existence. A religious bloc in your senate demand that Alcor's passing be given a full state funeral, with 100,000 votive candles lit in every city, special monuments constructed that feature his idiosyncratic writings, and 3 days of empire-wide mourning. It'll be expensive, but Alcor was a popular figure, and your population will be grateful. On the other hand, political models suggest that a rejection of the demand will boost scientific literacy, even if it is unpopular. After all, much of Alcor's writings concern the truth that worlds are flat, not round. You would think that a spacefaring civilization would not be vulnerable to such a thing, but then again, our civilization also should not be vulnerable to such a thing. Well, we're definitely going to neglect them, because I do not care about my influence, and I do care about my science.
Desperate acts for desperate...
Alright, I don't have time for you. Ever. You should just assume that I never have time for you. Well, we were getting quite a lot of science, actually, from this planet. I guess a good thing for us to do with a hacking operation would be to reestablish that sanctuary. And I suppose we could actually send some guards over there? Would love to actually catch somebody in the act of destroying our sanctuary so that we know how it is done. Alright, so you've done that. Or how they're seeing them even would be interesting. Alright, so we filled up Megras, right? Yeah, 7 is cap here. So, where do we want to put people next? And we're definitely going to have to put some focus on Columba for a while to replace what we lost. Can't do anything else there. I think we filled up Takim, right? Yeah, because that one is very, very good. Is Jane full? Jane is empty, and it is a science world. Let us establish a sanctuary link over there. Also should probably finish upgrading this crescent. Five more turns. The thing is, I don't know that a fleet of this size is necessarily going to be useful against the kind of military that another player is capable of bringing at this point in the game. We are way behind on military tax, so we're going to have a hard time competing in that arena. Alright, more resource deposits, no big surprise there. Obviously, I'm not doing that.
Your actions deserve the closest
okay.
scrutiny.
They seem to be backing down on their hatred for us, so that's good. They are threatening me, which, I don't know. I'm sure they think is going to work. And it's not like there's going to be any serious consequences for them. I don't mean to be like, oh, that was a mistake, how dare you. But, you know, nothing's going to come of it, is the thing. We're just going to hide, and you're going to run around the galaxy making loud noises, and nothing of value is going to change. Alright, Duyel, we should definitely continue to embed sleepers on. You know, maybe I want to create a back door. Nah, you know what? Okay, that has come to an end.
Feel free to anger us.
Those dudes are real mad at us, which, again, I don't actually care about. Hey, look at that! With the reduction of dust upkeep, we're actually positive on dust for the first time in what feels like a really long time. So we got microwave pipes. I do love the microwave pipes. I mean, that's just free resources, really. Okay, that doesn't actually change the timing of anything. So take control of the system or destroy it. I'm going to be honest with you, I was expecting it to be defended. Well, how am I going to take control of it? It says don't expect them to surrender, which made me think that there were probably going to be like people here that we would have to invade. But I can't hack it. So I guess the only way we could complete this is to get planet destruction weapons and just blow up the whole system. There is a thing you can use to actually destroy a star. I guess. Oh no, okay, I do have invade available. It wasn't visible because I wasn't visible. Well, we can make some changes here. So, armor does more damage against infantry troops. 5 points of defense becomes 1 infantry. 15 points of 15 points of manpower rather becomes 1 armor. You can see the damage makes it slightly more damaging for you to just stick with your infantry, but as an all armor force, you have way more health. And also, if you are fighting an infantry focused force, you really want to be armor in both ways. I believe. Yes, we are seeing a force that is entirely infantry here. So, let's swap our force over to entirely armor. Has a small manpower cost, just working out the logistics. And then we may as well buff ourselves up a little bit. Plus 50% damage against infantry troops also would be useful. That's like all of our antimatter, but we're not really using antimatter for a lot right now. So, this should now be a very easy invasion. We are massively superior to them. We're going to go for the Blitz. Just everybody in. And, I mean, I guess we can watch it. We're not doing a lot of ground battles here. We don't have a lot of opportunities to see this thing happen. Engage on sight. I guess that's the name of a tactic. I'm not familiar with that tactic. Okay, they wiggle at us as though they are clouds, and then we shoot them with our tank guns a lot. Pretty easy. It turns out wiggling is not really a way to engage in war. This is not an actual strategy. So obviously we're going to take that next turn. Let's go ahead and do one more turn here so we can just see that to its conclusion. We get something cool? We got 100 influence. No, we did not get anything cool. What a shame. And then I think we've been pretty thorough over here with the curiosities, right? Yep, I think we're just running out of curiosities. I guess she can come home? Oh no, there's one at Ebony. It's gonna be that pirate base that we murdered there. The cord actually is out of stuff to search, right? I guess we could. Let's go down to Dill and see if there's anything there. Maybe we'll get lucky and there won't be any pirates there right now. Possible that they have gone off marauding, right? Alright, well, we now know where all of the resource deposits in the entire galaxy are. I'm going to take the same gamble over here. We do not have 4 hacks running, so we should fix that. I mean, I could reinstall some sanctuaries. Is this considered a hack targeting Horatio? No, because he does not yet own the system. Let's install a sanctuary there before he does. How are we doing on overpopulation? We know that we could go back up to 10 and still be devoted. In fact, we could go way above that and still be devoted. Yeah, let's just keep expanding, keep gathering more resources. What is the reward for this even? I've already forgotten. Plus evasion on fleets. Not terribly relevant, actually. We don't need to watch this. Now, they do have a lot of total manpower here. They're only allowed to put 500 into each battle. So it's possible that we should be a little bit more cautious. But I think we're so much better than them at fighting. We can afford to just go really hard here. They're not even going to have enough manpower to play a full deployment next turn. Do we want extra resource generation on our strategics or a reduction in system development cost? Actually, this is the last time this game that this thing will be relevant, and we don't really need strategics that badly. Also, our man here has leveled up, and he can get... I don't know, none of this stuff is any good. Plus shield capacity on his personal ship. Not even a buff for his whole fleet. You guys are just hanging out. Alright, let's get this Ikema thing resolved. Alright, where do we want to create a sanctuary? Probably on the one that has the most science. It doesn't have any adamantium, but it's still good. You could probably go for a preemptive bombing at this point because it's leaving so little of our manpower out of the battle. We have indeed conquered Ikema, so take control of the system or just destroy it. I mean, why not take control of it, right? Oh, because they don't really have the option. You will abduct the system and its inhabitants. You will abduct the entire system. So we do not get any sleepers because there's not really any population to speak of on it. We could just burn everything here down. Yeah, let's abduct. Let's bring this into our empire. It turns out, we always want everything in our empire. So it says you will abduct the system and its inhabitants. It sure doesn't look like we've abducted the system. We're about to have all this stuff. The next thing we need is battlefield archaeology. It's not amazing. Once we take it, we're certainly incentivized to declare war on people. I'm not actually sure how that works for us. Like, how much danger does it actually represent for us to go to war with people? It might prompt them, I suppose, to develop cloaking technology, or not cloaking, but detection technology, maybe? But if they don't, could we just safely be at war with almost everybody? I don't know, maybe. I guess that's the thing we can try. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when maybe we very quietly declare war on the entire galaxy. And we'll see you then.